All right. We are back. One more episode. It's the first episode of March. I think the 7th or 8th episode of 2026. I'm not sure. I'm not keeping count.
Somewhere around there.
And we're back for Golden Bold. I'm your host, Nathan Pagliaroli. And once again, another familiar face and familiar places. Tanner's back. Say what up, Tanner.
It's good to be back. Basketball is finally over.
I know. So our season's coming to winding down. Not many more games to commentate. Not many more things to do, but we still got Golden Bold. Sports world is heating up. The weather's getting nicer, even though today's kind of ugly.
Yeah, not been a good day, but we still got women's hockey going on for the Golden Hawks.
We do got women's hockey. We got the World Baseball Classic. The NHL is heating up. It's mixing up, and we're going to talk about it all today. And let's start. You said women's hockey. Let's start about women's hockey. They take on the Ottawa GGs in the semifinals. Game 1 today. How have you really seen the women's team, the Laurier women's team? They seem to be getting better at the right time, and they are going to get hot, especially going to Ottawa.
Have they really been bad this season, though?
I mean, there's a little stretch that I was a little concerned.
They've had a couple games.
I was a little concerned when they went Waterloo, U of T. They went to overtime against a Nipissing team. I think it was a shootout win against Nipissing. That was a cause for concern.
It was a little concerning, but like all those people know, the coach knows, like it's been a long season coming to an end. You can they were able to take their foot off the gas a little bit and try and rest before playoffs started, and it seems like it's kind of helping them out now.
You could say it's helping them out now. One thing that I will say it's helping them out really a lot. So I was there Valentine's Day. It was probably the biggest game of the regular season. It's Laurier versus Guelph. And this game decides the 1 seed because the only reason it decides the 1 seed is because Guelph chokes the Brock a few days earlier. So it was a 2-game series against Brock, essentially, home and home. They beat Brock 8-0 in Guelph, and then they go to St. Catharines and lose. That sets up this match for the 1 seed. And the only reason, and Laurier wins that last game of the season to get the 1 seed, so they avoid having to play Waterloo. That's been huge for them because if you watch that Waterloo-Guelph series, Game 3, triple overtime.
Dogfight.
Triple overtime. Guelph gets away with it after Fidel, the Italian Olympian for Guelph, shout out. She played out of her mind. I think Waterloo was the better team throughout the entire overtime period, which lasted 3 overtimes. Just like, and the goal that essentially ended the Waterloo Warriors seasons, it was more or less a muffin from the blue line. And it was just, if you're a Waterloo Warriors women's hockey fan, what an unfortunate way for that one then.
Yeah, definitely not the way you want it to end, but that could have been a finals matchup. Like, those two teams are just dogs. Like, two of the best teams in OUA women's hockey. Like, I'm not surprised it went that long. But yeah, no, unfortunate for them.
It is really, really unfortunate. Just that idea. And that's been huge for Laurier to avoid that. Basically, they played 4 games. If you were thinking like 3 over, that's another game. They played 4. Now for Laurier to avoid that, and I'm not saying no disrespect to the Brock Badgers women's hockey team, but that is a team that Laurier, I believe the Brock announcer said it. They scored 1 goal against them the entire season, including Game 1 of the playoff series. Game 2, they had their best game against Laurier. It was a 3-2 loss in overtime, where the Golden Hawks just dominated.
Yeah.
And if that's the best they can put up against the Golden Hawks, it was huge for them to avoid a Waterloo or Guelph that's had their number the entire season. Now they head to Ottawa. And what do you think about Ottawa? Last time they played, Laurier won 5-0 against Ottawa at home. But I believe this is a very different Ottawa team that we saw maybe earlier on in January to what we're seeing now, a team that handled a good U of T team.
Yeah, they looked really sharp against U of T. They were dotting their I's and crossing their T's that whole game. They were just on top of it all. But just Laurier's defense, their goaltending, their forwards, they're able to put the puck in the net, move the puck around well. And just I feel like they're just going to be able to dance around them here. I don't think it's going to go 3 games. If it does, I still think Laurier's going to win. Might be a bit of a homer, but they just have proven why they're one of the best teams in the country.
Yeah, they have really proven that. But like to Ottawa's not really, like they beat a team that had Laurier's number the entire season, U of T. And they beat them in Game 3. It was for the whole third period where they kind of pulled away from U of T. It was pretty convincingly. But once again, I believe if they do not win, if Ottawa GGs cannot beat the Golden Hawks tonight, and they can't do it convincingly, they have no shot. There's no way they come down the Waterloo back-to-back nights and beat them twice. It just won't happen. Simply put, it just won't happen. But we've seen crazier things happen. We saw something crazier happen earlier on in this women's playoffs. Ontario Tech eliminated what was at one point in the season number 3 nationally ranked Queens. They did it in 3. That right there, that's a major upset. They play Guelph now, and it almost like if you really want to look at betting odds, we're set up towards a Laurier Guelph finals. But I'm not counting on Ontario Tech. That's my Cinderella story.
Yeah, well, crazy things happen in university or college sports. It's just teams get hot at the right time. A player gets hot at the right time. They're just putting the puck in the net when they need to. But that Guelph team is scary.
They're very scary. And they've leveled up from the last time the Golden Hawks have played them. Once again, Fidel is back.
Yeah.
You have an Olympic-level goaltender. How many teams can say, hey, we sent a player, essentially our goaltender, to the Olympics? And they were good with Helfenstein already, and they were taking another step forward with Fidel.
You know, it's going to be tough. That if it's a Golden Hawks Guelph series, it's going to be fun to watch. I don't know how many goals there's going to be in that series, but it'll be fun to watch.
Each game, or I believe I'm not 100% sure. I believe the McCaw Cup's one game, which I think it should be a series. It should.
Is it one game?
I'm pretty sure this is going to be a one-gamer. I believe it's the 14th if it is going to be the McCaw, which really the whole playoffs is a series. Why make it one game, especially between two teams, Laurier Guelph. Well, okay, it's not going to be. We're not saying it's going to be Laurier Guelph. That's what we think. There's still 2 series need to be played.
Probably.
Don't count on Ontario Tech. I'm counting out Ottawa right now. I don't think if there is a team, I believe the weakest team Laurier could have played, this is best case scenario for the Golden Hawks, is to see the GGs. You now have avoided U of T, Queens, and you'd avoid Guelph bare minimum to the final. And those are the 3 teams, if you really look at their entire schedule, that have given the Golden Hawks any sort of trouble. The GGs got blown out of the water last time they played each other. There's no if, and, or but. Like of what happened. I was there. I called that game, and it was over by the second period. They scored 26 seconds into that game, and from that point onwards, the game was over. I'm not saying this is the same GG's team, but I'm saying if it's anything close to that, it has to be a complete 180 from that game for them to have a shot.
They're not that different of a team. For it to be so much of a difference that out of 3 games, Laurier is not going to be able to win 2, especially when 2 of them are at home.
Exactly, and you have 2 goalies, pretend 1 goal. Let's just say they've ran on Cale Renault this playoffs, which has been kind of surprising, especially during the tail end of the season. They've gone Cale Renault. During the playoffs, they've gone Cale Renault. When it seemed like for 85% of the season, it was Sarah Howell for the big games, the big moments. She's going to play the better team, but she is. We haven't seen her in weeks. We have not. Even during the Brock series.
Is she injured potentially, or is there something going on with her?
I think Kelly Patton's just playing the hot hand right now.
I mean, I guess, but I think if something goes wrong tonight, I think we might see Sarah Howell in net for Game 2 or Game 3 coming back home. Especially, you want the goalie that's hot, especially when you're going into next series. You want to just feed that hot hand and just show them that you have confidence in them. But we can't lose to Ottawa. And
No.
if you lose to Ottawa, you're gonna have to switch it up.
No, you can't lose to Ottawa. And it's been Sarah Howell. She kind of got a bit of a, where the tides changed is that Waterloo game. They lost 4-3. It was Sarah Howell on a back-to-back. And it felt like right there, it switched from Sarah Howell's crease to a Kayla Renault's crease, and we're seeing it right now. But it would be intriguing to see because Sarah Howell, former Gigi, she got redshirted her entire first year, transferred to Laurier. I know the Gigi's are kicking themselves for losing one of the best goalies in the OUA right now. But that could be a storyline to look at. Maybe Kelly Patton plays into that. Like, hey, this is the team that brought you into the OUA. Go take them out.
It'll be fun to watch. I'm sure. I think no matter what team she's going to play, she's going to be playing her heart out. She's going to be stopping everything. She was at the start of the season. She was on fire. I can't imagine that we're not going to see at least a similar version of that Sarah Howell going into the playoffs. Especially, if you're thinking about the practice, when they're practicing, look at the team that she has to face in practice. It's definitely not going to be easy. So I think she's going to be ready to go up against pretty much any team.
Yeah, and then I feel like if this is the issues we're having as the Golden Hawks team, hey, which superstar elite goalie do you want to play in your crease in the playoffs? Because we know we're going to beat this team in the semifinal. That's not the word we're talking. We're being pretty nitpicky right now. It's like, oh, who's going to play Sarah Howell or Kayla Renault? Does it really matter? And when it really comes down to the end of it, like this is a team where I have full faith in all four lines, all 3D pairings. Whoever's even like sitting and watching in the stands or scratched, I have full confidence of them if they were to come into the game, if they were to play the next game, that they could be good and they could keep playing and they could fill in. Like Riley Kriego, Lily Spencer, these are players that don't play every game, but I have full confidence in them when they do.
Yeah, they all the girls on the team, they've all had their moments when they've gotten ice time. It's been like every line, every minute, every second of each game, they're clicking and they're finding some kind of success. Even the games that have been close or where they're losing, they're still finding a lot of success.
Yeah, it's just who's going to step up to this team. I don't think it's Ottawa. You don't think it's Ottawa. I think even to make predictions right now would be meaningless. We both know what we want. We want to see Laurier Guelph, not counting out Ontario Tech and U Ottawa. They both have had incredible seasons, but if it's felt like these are the two best teams in the OUA, especially for the entire part of 26, it's what the fans want. It's what we want for the Macaw Cup. And kind of to speak about, we've talked about dominance a little bit. TMU basketball, both sides, men and women's, they've capped off 2 great seasons.
Just ridiculous.
Championships. It's just, you don't see that. You really don't see that when you have the ability to build not one good team, championship caliber team that goes on and wins it, but you do it on the other side.
Yeah. Well, also, I'm trying to remember TMU women's basketball. Historically, I don't think they've had a lot of success. This is one of the first seasons where they've really been dominant, and then in the playoffs, they just turned it up to another level. And they were all over every single team that they faced, and they just kind of ran through the playoffs.
Yeah, and they had like 20 wins or something in the regular season.
Yeah.
But like when you think of TMU, you don't think elite sports. It's not.
No.
It's a school really for me that flies under the radar so much, especially when you're just talking about university sports in general. It's not a school where you think, especially when you think Toronto, I think U of T. I even think maybe even York. I don't necessarily, my mind
York's
doesn't.
basketball team's
It's not the greatest, but like when I think of sports in general, I'm not thinking Toronto Metropolitan University, but all around, they've been good. Even their men's hockey team is making a solid push right now, and it's phenomenal for them. They have a phenomenal broadcasting team. Matney Center, what more? It's probably the best facility in the OUA. Center. It's probably the best in the OUA. And, it kind of makes sense. They pack so many fans. They have an electric crowd. And good for TMU.
Yeah, well, also, like, being in Toronto, it's a little bit of a bonus. There's a lot of people in Toronto, a lot of hockey fans there who maybe aren't able to go afford Leafs or even Marlies tickets at this point. But go see a TMU game.
You should. And before the season runs out, because, whole seasons could go burn up in flames, just like the Rock Badgers. They had 3 teams in the fight. 1 weekend goes by, all of our teams are gone. Men's hockey, women's hockey, men's basketball. 2 of them at the hands of TMU. What an unfortunate way for Brock to go. A little mini rivalry going, but just get to a TMU game.
Yeah, definitely kind of unexpected to see Brock and TMU going at it. Those games started to get a little chippy there, but I wonder, like, what that's going to bring into next season, like how TMU moves forward with this. I think they've got a couple guys on the men's basketball team that are 5th years, I believe. So just seeing kind of how they bounce back and restructure themselves after winning this year.
Yeah, you just don't get too high on yourselves. You win it all, you got to get back to work immediately. And it starts right now from all teams in the OUA. I'm really excited to see what next year has to bring, especially for Golden Hawk Sports. Men's team, Lucas Chart is now an Orlando Solar Bear. Best team in the ECHL. But we're excited. We're really excited to see what happens. And what I'm really excited to see what happens, World Baseball Classic finally kicked off, I believe, last night. I believe it was Chinese Taipei versus Australia. Australia upsets 3-0. But are you not excited for the best on best baseball?
I'm pretty excited, but what's your predictions for at least the finals? What do you think is going to happen?
There's only really, if I were to tell you a champion right now, there's only 3 teams that come to mind, and that is the United States, it's Japan, and it's the DR.
Yeah.
Like, you can't bet against these teams. They're like the only real teams that have absolute crazy pitching staffs. They have crazy hitting talent. They're all around like they're MLB. These are MLB All-Star teams. They're rocking.
100%.
It's not like Team Canada that's rocking like their aces, either Kyle Quantrill or Jameson Taillon. And for people who don't really watch baseball, these are guys you pick them in fantasy baseball in your most desperate hours.
Yeah,
It's like these are the type of guys we have
really
as
don't
aces.
like you don't even want to pick them in fantasy baseball.
These are like your waiver wires. Oh, I need 6 points.
Yeah.
Give me Jameson Taillon off waivers. These are not great players. Like, it's Josh Naylor and friends, it feels like.
Yeah, no, it's this Canadian team is rough. I just don't understand how the pitching staff is so bad.
We were talking about this yesterday. We were texting about it. And I didn't really think about it that bad because you kind of recognize some of the names. But like these aren't like you recognize the names, but like not for good reasons.
No.
Like I'm not recognizing Kyle Quantrill's name because he's an elite pitcher. No, because it's Kyle Quantrill. It's a Rockies pitcher.
Yeah. Well, also, like, I'm seeing guys, I'm like, 8th overall pick in the 2016 draft, and now he has a 15 ERA in spring training.
I mean, like, if he hasn't, like, developed, it's been 10 years. Like, you
Yeah.
got to develop at one point. But, like, I don't think this is the year for Canada. I feel like they got a lot of talent coming up soon. A lot of young guys. It's going to be a lot of young guys. But this is not the year for Canada. They're just going to survive.
Yeah, no, well, I don't even know if it's going to be much surviving. I think even Mexico, if we go up against Mexico, we're going to get stomped on. There's not much that we're going to be able to do against any of the top 3 teams, DR, US, or Japan. It's just sad.
It's not going to be fun. It's not like watching best on best hockey where you have the best players. You know, this is the United States, and like the United States team, this has got to be one of the best teams assembled. Can you even like speak to a weakness other than Clayton Kershaw?
Well, I mean, Tarek Skubal, only pitching against the UK.
It's brutal. It's brutal.
That's a crazy decision.
But they have the bullpen. They have the other starting pitchers. Like, you have Mason Miller and like Clay Holmes. You have Paul Skeens. Paul Skeens is there.
Yeah.
They have guys that can throw 100 with ease. Like half that pitching staff. They have it's an all-star pitching staff. Bullpen, starting rotation. And even if they give up 8 runs, I believe they're hitting stat. Like whoever's fueling,
they're scoring 20 runs.
Like you saw what they did to the Rockies.
Yeah.
Like
I just feel bad for the Rockies players having to go through that.
You know, they're up at one point. They were up
at one point.
They're up 5-4, and well, because Clayton Kershaw is throwing 85.
Yeah.
And Team USA uniform.
50-year-old Clayton Kershaw still trying to throw a ball.
But it's like they have the best catchers. Like Will Smith is your backup catcher.
Yeah.
Because you have Kyle Raleigh. You have MVP Aaron Judge, Bryce Harper. You have MVP runner-ups like Bobby Witt. You have Ernie Clement, Blue Jays, a legend. I don't know why.
Best playoff performer of all time.
I believe that those playoffs are like the only reason he's on this team. You have, for some reason, like what's surprising, I was watching some of their exhibition games. Byron Buxton's on the team.
Yeah, that feels like a 2016 pull.
It does feel like such a wild pull, but like, why not? If Kershaw can get on the team.
It doesn't. They can have a couple guys who might be a little bit of a charity pull, but it's like the rest of the squad's just so good that it doesn't matter.
Yeah, like these guys are going to play when they're blowing Canada out by like 20 in the 6th inning. Hey, Byron, go at your at bat. And we Ernie Clement like a feel good moment against Team Canada or something.
Yeah.
But like it really is going to come down. USA, Japan. That's what everyone wants. Everyone wants to see Mike. Like who doesn't want to see? Why is Mateo Beckles calling me?
Shout out Mateo Beckles.
Yeah, Mateo Beck. He might be here next week. He might be on the episode next week. For whoever wants to hear Mateo Beckles talk Laurier Women's Sports, this is the only guy with like behind the scenes access to everything that happens. He's there all the time. But it's going to be Japan, the USA, Shohei Ohtani. You can't bet against him. You can't bet against, like some people say, they don't have MLB stars. Like the whole team's not MLB stars. They got the NPB All-Stars. That's pretty good in itself.
That's better than Team Canada's roster.
I mean, like that's comparing diamonds to ash. Like
Yeah.
there's no way to put it. Team Canada genuinely has fifth. Like their whole pitching staff's just guys who are like barely making rosters.
We
And
have,
Josh Naylor.
Yeah, we have Josh Naylor and a bunch of decent AAA guys.
Decent is putting it very, very, very like if one of your best players is Owen Casey, and Owen Casey has hardly made a name for himself in the MLB or at Pipeline, we have a major issue.
Yeah.
If Edouard Julien is playing for your team, and it's past 2022, like that guy was a dog 4 years ago. What guy's awful now.
Yeah.
And
we have a lot of guys that were great.
Not even great.
But like they had a lot of potential.
It's if you really look at the team, like I have it right in front of me, and it's just depressing. It truly and honestly is depressing. Like Adam Mako.
Haven't heard that name in a while.
Oh boy. Like let's look at the infielders. Infielders, like one name other than Josh Naylor, it's Otto Lopez and Edouard Julien. Nothing. Then your outfielders, Denzel Clark. That's a good pull, actually. I like Denzel Clark. I saw him with the Athletics. This guy, uber athletic outfielder, cannot hit. We have Tyler O'Neill, legendary 2020. Like this team would have been all right 3 years ago. This team's garbage now.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate. It really is. I hope they're the talent that especially I'm seeing getting drafted out of, especially like places like Mississauga, Toronto, like. These guys that like Josiah Romeo, 6th-round pick to the Athletics.
We have guys on the come up.
We do have guys, and we got to hope that they actually start developing because I don't think we can go through another.
I think Canada's baseball development is just in such a bad spot right now that if we ever want to see Canada make real noise in the World Baseball Classic, we're still 20, 30 years away from that.
I don't know about 20, 30 years. I feel there is more talent coming out of Canada
There's
now.
More talent.
But they're all 18, 19. They're all like our age.
Yeah.
That's where I feel like a lot of this baseball talent is. I've seen it in my own two eyes. Like 10, 15 years ago, you're going to see guys throwing casual 90s playing high school baseball in Canada. No. I'm seeing, like, I played high school baseball last year. There's guys always on other teams throwing mid to high 80s. Some guys touch 90s.
Yeah.
Like draft eligible guys that are there. And you're like, look, now there's levels to this. Now we're in Canadian. Now it's not just.
But like, it just feels like Canadian baseball is at a similar place as American baseball was in like the early 2000s. Like we're still quite a step behind from what these other countries are at. Like even Japan, their development is ridiculous. Like you've heard the stories about the Japanese baseball tournaments.
No, they just, dude, it's almost abuse.
Yeah,
it is abuse. It is abuse.
But they develop guys who are incredible.
Yeah, they do. But here's the thing: they did lose to one of their NPB. I believe it was something Bison. Was it? Can't remember. Onyx Buffaloes.
Yeah.
They lost to them, but like it's a super exhibition game. Who cares? They're gonna come out. They're gonna shellac their division, and they're like Australia, Korea, Chinese Taipei,
Korea might be a fun game because Korea is a little bit more competent at baseball compared to some of those other teams, but it's still they're just gonna stomp them.
Yeah, that's like the super rivalry too, like Japan, Korea. I don't think Japan is. They're gonna go all. That's like the game where like we're not losing. Czechia's in that pool. Nope. Like it's gonna be. That's Japan's gonna go 4-0. Wipe it.
Can we talk about the Jurickson Profar?
Oh,
situation?
what an idiot! This guy. How do you get suspended back-to-back seasons? Like I understand doing it once. Oh man, I had ringworm cream like Tatis that one year. But twice? Come on now. Like, you lose $15 million over this?
Yeah. Well, I think last season he lost $6 million because of it because he missed, like, half the season.
Yeah, and now he's...
The full season of a $15 million year.
And, here's the thing. It makes sense when you're a young guy, you have to chase the bag because, okay, now I got to put up these numbers to get the big contract. Profar had the big contract. Yeah. You could have been garbage the entire season. You should have walked with $15 million.
But also, like, if you're a young guy, it still doesn't make sense to me. Like, you have the athleticism. You're still working on your skills, hopefully. Like, you should be able to develop into a guy to where you can get that big contract. If you're not good enough, well, tough luck. That sucks. But for a lot of the older guys, I understand why. Like, maybe their body's not recovering as well. They don't have the power that they used to have when they were younger, and they're just trying to get that back a little bit. So I could see why some of the older guys, like even that's why Barry Bonds did it. So like I could see why some of those guys would want to juice, but like Jurickson Profar, like come on.
No, I don't get it. I really don't. Like, why compromise yourself? Why compromise your future? Like, is any team ever going to touch him again? He's so stricken for the NPB after this like suspension. Like, no one's ever going to touch him again.
He's a good baseball player too. That's the worst part.
It's like, why? Why ruin yourself over a steroid scandal? You got caught for it once. It should have been, okay, you guys caught me. I won't do it again. And like, what are we doing?
Everyone would have just moved past him, like,
everyone makes mistakes. Now you do it twice, and now your whole season's cooked. Now you can't play for a whole. It's like what? Like that's just it's boneheaded. It really is just boneheaded.
It makes really like no sense at all. But he said he was going to challenge their ruling, whatever they decide, which it seems like a 162 game suspension is going to happen. But
I don't think he's winning it.
No.
It's like walking into a courtroom after you've like stolen something from the store once. Okay, we'll let you off with a little issue, little maybe fine or something, and then the next week you get caught doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
You're not getting off easily again. You're not getting off easily again. And I think someone else from the Phillies. I think Rojas from the Phillies. It was funny because he makes an incredible diving play against the Jays, and then like a few hours later, suspended 82 games for PEDs. So they're cracking down right now.
Well, I think the MLB, they just see like a highlight play and they're like, test him immediately.
They're right. They caught him. But it's. I don't think we're going back to the whole. They're preventing it. The whole steroid era is garbage. But freaks in nature.
You're not a fan of the steroid era?
I'm a fan, but
baseball is one of the few sports because there's no contact.
Yeah, you can get away with it.
Where I'm like, do it. Like it's not like you're gonna be hurting other people. Whereas, like, a sport like hockey, if you're juicing, you're running into another person.
Yeah, like UFC, like you're putting another man's life at risk. Only thing with steroids is it has more effect on the actual the body.
Yeah.
Your own body. It's just like.
But you're only hurting yourself if you're in the MLB and you're doing it compared to another sport like UFC where you're hurting yourself, but you're also hurting other people at the same time.
Yeah, but like also another thing is like I feel like the guys now that we have now are just as powerful naturally as they were in the steroid era. Like, you're telling me guys like Aaron Judge, Shohei, Vladdy, like these guys are strong. They're big. They're big boys
it's
too.
Ridiculous.
Like they're putting on like they have the best nutrition. They have like they're almost as good as the steroids of 20 years ago.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is like 20 years ago they didn't have the same nutrition, the same recovery, the same training that they have now, and they didn't take care of themselves. They were in the dugout smoking cigs.
You get the pine tar going, not pine tar, chewing tobacco,
the
dip.
Care.
Oh boy, that was real baseball. No, but it's a completely different game. Sports in general, like you don't need to be juicing now because you have the best equipment, the best nutrition. You're gonna be 6'3", 225, 250 like Vladdy. Judge is 6'6", 2 something. The guy's a monster.
Yeah, like that guy should not be playing baseball.
No, he should be. Like
he's an NBA or an NFL player, but he's playing baseball.
I think he has like football tape too.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure this guy has like football and basketball tape too.
Get him on the outside as an outside linebacker, just have him run people down.
He's a 100 millionaire for a reason, doing what he does best. Speaking of baseball, Kyler Murray recently released quarterback of the Arizona Cardinals. He's talking about a return to baseball now.
Like, first off, I really don't know why the Cardinals got rid of him.
I know. I think I see why. He's just it's not worked. He got drafted 2019.
First overall, 19.
That's been set. It's been six years now that they have had Kyler Murray. I've seen quarterbacks play better to a Tagovailoa and last less amount of time.
But who has he had?
He's had some decent teams. He's had DeAndre Hopkins. I think like a decent DeAndre Hopkins.
It was a fairly
like
that was a young Kyler Murray and an older DeAndre Hopkins.
But still, he's had some decent. Like, granted, he's been injury prone in the last few years. He hasn't had the best of teams, but his teams back in 21, 22, those are some like decent teams. Those are some pretty good Cardinals teams. And if you do recall, this guy's had some horrid lowlights in the playoffs, like against the Rams, biggest game of his career. We thought so far at the time. It's his biggest game of his career overall.
Yeah.
He's never reached the playoffs again. He probably never will again.
Future Jets legend.
Exactly. Like, you're not reaching. That's you stare. It's gonna be Tua or Kyler that's gonna stare down the barrel playing for the Jets next season, and it's just
Realistically,
he crumbled in the biggest moments.
no one's signing Tua. There's no reason to. He's gonna get hit once. He's gonna crumple like a piece of paper.
I could see a team signing Tua. Who's gonna sign Tua? It's gonna be a team that's gonna draft like a project quarterback this year.
I'd rather have Joe Flacco.
That's a horrid. Like I understand why, but Joe Flacco's also one hit away from his career being over.
Well, like at least with a guy like Joe Flacco, you're getting a much older, obviously, but a guy who's gonna help teach those younger quarterbacks. If you're getting a quarterback to try and develop long term, a guy like Joe Flacco is not the worst option you could have to try and teach him.
But here's the thing with Tua. I feel like he is the most overhated quarterback. I saw a post on Instagram. If you ever would take a quarterback that has the biggest discrepancy between how well he plays and how much he's hated, Tua's that guy. Because Tua, incredible. I don't understand his arm's garbage. Like comparable to the rest of the NFL, he doesn't have a great arm, but he has incredible accuracy. He's an incredible game manager. Granted, his brain's a little fried right now, just a tad. He's a little bit scrambled, but he is a guy that if I was a team with some quarterback issues, I would be very keen on signing Tua. If I signed Tua, if my team signed Tua, I'd be like, that's not the worst case scenario. Especially if I'm a struggling team. If I'm the Arizona Cardinals, Tua's not the worst option for me.
It's not a bad guy to take a chance on, but if you're a team that doesn't have an O-line, don't kill this man. That's all I'm trying to say is there's no reason to, at least for Tua's sake, like just speaking for him, obviously I don't know him, but I wouldn't want to go to a team where they have no O-line. Like, look at isn't it the Browns right now? They have, like, nobody signed to their O-line.
Could be the Browns. Something's got a very Browns thing to do.
It's either Browns or the Bears.
I don't think it's the Bears. The Bears have a lot of guys locked up.
But it's, like, literally no O-line. It's ridiculous.
Got to address it. Here's the thing with the Browns. The Browns are forever, eternally cooked. Until Deshaun Watson. Shoot, Deshaun Watson. That's a name that's still in
the Deshaun Watson summer, like, he's getting ready to come back. The, like, highlight clips.
He has to get ready to come back. Like, this is like if Maker. I understand.
What are we saying here right now?
He has to like genuinely like what else is there in Cincinnati and Cleveland?
Yeah,
that's the guy you paid a stupid amount of money.
Way too much money.
No,
he was never worth that much money.
You think? Yeah, never. He was never worth $1. I was no clue why that guy was he allowed to come back to play.
He was good on the Texans.
And then
before everything, he was actually playing quite good.
But like if you're away from the NFL for like 18 months, you have to deal with all the legal stuff. Then you go to the Browns.
Yeah.
No, you're done. Your career's over, bud. If you don't have like a half decent year this year, you're out of the NFL. UFL's calling Birmingham Stallions. I could see Deshaun Watson with Birmingham, but no, he's done for. What else happened in the NFL? Oh, DJ Moore got traded.
He did.
To the Buffalo Bills. Do they finally have their one?
No.
Really? You're not a big DJ Moore guy?
He's it'll be fun to watch. I would love to see him do well. But the Bills have just been such a dumpster fire.
Dumpster fire is kind of crazy for a team that went to the their divisional game? They're not that bad.
They're not okay. Dumpster fire might be a bit far, but they don't have anything where it's like if I'm a Bills fan right now, where I'm really looking forward to this. Where, like, next season I'm like, this is going to be a different year. We actually have something that's going to succeed.
I don't think they're that cooked. If they played in a real, like, difficult division, yeah, I would say they're kind of cooked, but they do play the Jets twice a year.
Yeah.
You get to play the Dolphins. I don't think, if you have Josh Allen, I don't think Joe Brady's a horrible head coach. I think it'd be decent at what he does. He has James Cook. He has DJ Moore, I think, is one of the most underappreciated wide receivers in the NFL. Even though he was like, I think he hated Caleb Williams because he loved Justin Fields. I remember watching those Bears. He loved Justin Fields. He had Caleb Williams, and he's like, get me the hell out of Chicago.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but their wide receiver room was like too loaded. Get him out. I think he's going to have an incredible season that for DJ Moore's going to have in Buffalo.
I hope so.
Draft in fantasy. That's my like. If I'm giving one piece of advice, DJ Moore is my like guy that I'm gonna try pick up in fantasy.
I just think right now the Bills are kind of stuck in like a bit of a purgatory where like they're not good enough to win a Super Bowl.
No, they have to have like the most cupcake schedule to
Yeah.
make like
They're gonna make the playoffs 100%, but that's the problem is they're too good for their division, so they're gonna make the playoffs, but they're not gonna win a Super Bowl. So they're not getting better draft picks, and like they're not an attractive free agent market.
no.
So they're just stuck in this spot where they're good.
But they're not great. Like
Yeah.
that's like they feel like they're eternally stuck at 11 wins. You're getting bounced well before the Super Bowl in the playoffs
Yeah.
by like a team like it's way better than them. That's it's just unfortunate for
Yeah.
them. And if this was the best year, like people were saying at the start of the playoffs, if the Bills need to get it done, it has to be this year. And then they ran into some controversy. It wasn't a catch. And yeah, and then they had the shot because the Patriots weren't that good either. We saw that, and the Super Bowl.
Let it be known this guy has a Denver Broncos sweatshirt on right now as he's speaking.
Hey,
So if you're a Bills fan, just know where his loyalties lie.
whatever happened, happened. But it was our year. It was really our year. Bo Nix. No.
That was unfortunate.
Oh, we need to move past that. It's already done. It happened.
But Stephon Diggs released by the Patriots.
What a clown Stephon Diggs is. He's so funny. The whole situation is like, that's your wide receiver one.
Yeah.
Cut. I know he had some legal issues. Like, Stephon Diggs, of course he
That's
has legal
expected.
issues. The guy was messing around with Cardi B until he lost the Super Bowl. He got broken up with right after the Super Bowl. It's a whole thing with him. And I don't know where Stephon Diggs goes now. Like, you think he finds a permanent home in New England? I thought that pairing worked well with him and Drake May.
They were fun to watch. They had some nice plays. They were able to like have good chemistry together. I don't really understand. Like, I think it was for contract renegotiations. They wanted him to change his contract.
Yeah,
around.
probably. He is a
didn't
bit
want to.
old. He is a bit overpaid.
Yeah. But now it's like, where does he go?
I couldn't tell you. Like, he feels like it feels like a guy that would go to like Pittsburgh if Mike Tomlin was still there, but Mike Tomlin's not there anymore. So I have no clue because I felt like Mike Vrabel liked him, Drake May liked him. I felt like for the first time in maybe the last 5 years, Stephon Diggs wasn't hated on his team.
Yeah.
And now he's gone. Now I have no clue. Like, find some garbage team to go play on. Like, I don't know.
Like, it's going to be some, like, just kind of bottom feeder team.
I can see him being a New York Jet. That feels right. I can see him in that green.
It's gonna be like the Kevin Garnett Brooklyn Nets picture.
There's gonna be a lot of those. Like, even Tyreek Hill. Like, I could see Tyreek going back to Kansas City.
That would make sense.
I could see that.
Tyreek and Stephon Diggs in Kansas City.
Do you know how much cancer that would be for the like the Kansas City Chiefs are known for having like bad boy receivers, like Rashee Rice. Yep.
Go for it. Pull the trigger.
No, pull the trigger.
Pull the trigger.
Actually, yeah, pull the trigger.
That.
As a Broncos fan, let that happen.
The Chiefs, Travis Kelce's so old.
They have no Mahomes next year for at least half the year.
Yeah.
Who's going to be like quarterback for them? And I think if you want to think of a Tua to going to a team, I think Tua fits the Chiefs system well.
I think you're trying to set them up for failure here.
I know I'm not. I genuinely, if I were to think of a place for Tua to land, it would be the Chiefs.
I don't know if Tua's gonna have a job next year. Maybe as a backup quarterback.
I think Tua could do like whatever like Daniel Jones has done, Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, those types of redemption stories. He's cast off by his original team.
I would love to see that happen for him. I just don't.
He's such a good dude. He's such a good guy. I want to see him succeed. I used to hate him too. Now I want to see him succeed.
I would love to see Baker Mayfield win a Super Bowl.
I don't think he does it in Tampa Bay. He has to go.
Definitely not.
Because even Mike Evans wants to go.
Well, Mike Evans is just so old, it doesn't really matter.
It's consistent. He gets the job done, but it's time for him to go ring chasing again. Even though he has won, he wants to go again. And it's not going to happen in Tampa Bay. It's not like Baker Mayfield's a great quarterback, but Tampa Bay as an organization it's not in the best.
Baker Mayfield to Minnesota.
What are we saying?
What, would you rather have 9?
You know, as a guy who doesn't love the Vikings, I think 9 is horrible. But Yeah, JJ, he was never good. I never understood the pick. I never understood why he went before Bo Nix. Thank God he went before Bo Nix. But just overall mismanagement by the Vikings. They let a Super Bowl champion walk out of their door.
It's a very Vikings thing to do.
Extremely Vikings thing to do. I don't know. What a horrible organization that really is. But kind of the move away from football. Football hasn't happened in a while. Some things shaking up in the NHL. Some teams finally selling the Maple Leafs. Nick Roy is a Colorado Avalanche for a stupid price. A conditional first and fifth for Nick Roy.
When was the last time the Leafs traded for a first-round pick?
Dude, it's been forever. This is usually the type of trade they would make for like Nick Roy. Like, remember they gave up a first for like Nick Foligno. This is the type of team.
I forgot about that.
I saw this post. I'm like, it was like 10 games of Nick Foligno for a first and fourth.
Yeah.
And they usually don't do this, but like they had to. They had to recuperate some assets. And they finally dumped. They got an incredible package for a player that is not worth a first.
No. A first and a fifth?
It's like the fifth isn't like that's a little like, little icing on the cake, but that's crazy.
To get both, it's just a little bit
like if I were to think of a Nick Roy trade, I just think the fifth.
Yeah.
Like the first, it is a seller's market all of a sudden.
Yeah, no, it's good for the Leafs. If you're a Leafs fan, you have maybe a little bit to be happy about. You're finally getting some kind of capital that you can do something with, because they haven't had a first-round pick in forever.
It is forever, and it's just surprisingly this year. Like the Leafs, we didn't think Mitch Marner that he's gone now. We didn't think it was going to be that bad for the Leafs, and all of a sudden, the tanks are rolling into Toronto. They're going for McKenna now. Like it's incredible.
I mean, I'm not too surprised. Mitch Marner's, you just lost 100 points. You just lost a guy who's going to get you 100 points, and they had nobody to replace him with.
I thought Mateus Michelli, I thought Easton Cowan coming through the system. Like, okay, those guys can probably combine and give you for like 80, 90 points. I remember when Leafs fans preseason were like, Mateus Michelli is the second coming of Mitch Marner. That's our guy, Mateus Michelli. Mateus Michelli's been garbage.
Yeah,
no if
fully
and but.
delusional.
He's been garbage. Mateus Michelli's trash. The Buffalo Sabres are good. What a shock. The Sabres are good. The Leafs and Panthers are bad.
I still will never forgive the Sabres for what they did to Jack Eichel.
Yeah, blocked the surgery. He goes to Vegas, but he's thriving in Vegas. Everyone's thriving in Vegas.
Yeah, they're having a great time in Vegas. Every other team absolutely hates them.
Same. I cannot stand that team. They're so fraudulent this year, though. Like, I think I've seen a stat. They haven't beat a winning team or like a playoff caliber team since like November.
Jeez.
They're not a good team. They aren't like... They're so lucky they play in like the piss poor Pacific. Like
it's bad.
It's really
bad.
I'm a fan of a team in the Pacific, and yeah, it's awful. Like there's no reason the Sharks should be this close to a playoff spot.
Yeah, we were talking about this early. 22nd in the league in points.
Here's the thing.
And in a playoff spot.
Not really in a playoff. We're 3 points back of the second wild card.
We're 3 games back.
We have 3 games at hand on most teams. We've played less games. And I here's the thing with the Sharks. I think they're turning the corner finally. Before the Olympic break, they had me concerned. They started losing. Like a lot of games in a row to teams you shouldn't be losing to. After that Montreal game, which I finally got down to watching because after finally midterms are finally done, like, okay, finally watch a Sharks game. They play like a heart attack game every game.
Yeah.
Every game's gonna be because we have no goaltending, no defense. And the Sharks just score. Macklin Celebrini is probably the best underrated team player we're ever going to see for the next 20 years.
Well, to be fair, the Habs also have no goaltending.
Jacob Dobish.
So it's really not that much of a surprise that you guys scored 7 goals.
But it feels like they're doing something like this every night.
No, it is a little bit ridiculous. But I just like the Sharks are going to be in the playoffs probably.
Hopefully.
It seems like they will be. That division sucks so much.
It does suck. It is atrocious, but like we're gonna be bounced by Colorado. I can't really like see the series.
Yeah, it's
like Colorado in 3 maybe, but
it's good experience for Celebrini and like Smith and all the guys on that team.
All the young guys, yeah.
Get a little bit of playoff taste, but it's not going to be a long series.
Oh, it's going to be like if they can push the 6, that's my Stanley Cup. If they can push Colorado to 6, I'll be more than happy.
If they push Colorado to 6 games, I think there's going to be a lot of concerns for Colorado, and I don't think they're going to be able to win a Stanley Cup.
No, here's the thing. Like, there's always scares like that. Like,
That's a bad scare.
that is a bad scare, but still, like, it's a team loaded with good offensive talent. Like, the top 6 it's pretty loaded for the Sharks. Macklin, Celebrini, Will Smith. Kiefer Sherwood just got extended for a price, 5 years, 5.75. Like, there's talent in that top 6. It's everything outside of the top 6. That's where Colorado should be a big concern if they get pushed to 6.
They remind me a lot of like the Devils a couple years ago, just with like Jack Hughes, and they had like Thomas Hertl, Timo Meier. They had like a lot of those guys where they were like a playoff team or like almost a playoff team, but they lacked a bottom 6 and they lacked a third line deep pairing and lacked goaltending.
You know what the Sharks team reminds me of? And I hope I'm wrong on this, but like the 2016-17 Maple Leafs.
Oh.
Where it's the young Matthews, young Marner, so much hope in Toronto.
Just fun to watch.
Really fun to watch team. They had no goaltending, no defense, and they get bounced in 6 by the Capitals. I'm hoping this isn't the same trajectory as those Leaf
better
teams.
Trajectory.
I hope there's the lack of Toronto media pressure.
It can't be much worse than what the Leafs have gone through these last couple of years.
No, it's like that's poverty.
It's been bad.
They've gone. You said dumpster fire in Buffalo. This is the dumpster fire in Toronto.
This is way worse than Buffalo. What's going on in Toronto right now?
No, everyone kind of saw it coming. Like Mitch Marner hadn't been happy in Toronto in 3 or 4 years up to that point.
I'd say probably since COVID.
Yeah, like there's been rumors of him being traded when he threw the puck over the ice against Montreal.
Yeah, I was gonna say when they had that collapse against Montreal, like the writing's been on the wall.
Like there's been talks about the Leafs blowing up that core, the Big Four, since they lost the series to Columbus in 5.
I forgot about that.
That's one where everyone like, okay, they're gonna blow it up now. Then they lost to Montreal. Okay, they're gonna blow it up now. Then they lost to 2022. They lose to Boston. Was that the year they finally? What was it? It's been
3 was the year that they won. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I was against. Who did they lose to then? Was it Boston?
I think it might have been Boston.
Yeah, because that was the same year that Florida upset. We want Florida, right? That was 23. 22. Yeah, they lose to Boston. But we're gonna blow it up. Okay, we won a first round game. Then we got blown out by Florida. Lost to Florida again in 25.
I still think that
Boston.
That Florida series would have decided who won the cup.
Oh, for sure. It was the 2 best teams left.
No, but I'm saying, like, if it was Toronto or Florida, whoever wins that, they're winning the cup. Like, Edmonton just didn't have it.
I think Edmonton matches up against the Maple Leafs team better because Florida's like the ultimate trap, defensive, suffocating team. That's the perfect team to play against McDavid. I don't think the Leafs are like defensively good enough to beat the Oilers in a 7-gamer.
I just think the Oilers' goaltending and defense just wouldn't have been enough.
It would have been probably one of the most exciting series.
It would have been 11-10 every single game.
For sure. But when it comes down to it, I think McDavid beats Matthews 10 out of 10 times. I think Draisaitl and McDavid beats Matthews Marner.
And then you have Nylander and Tavares.
I still think you have the 2 greatest chokers in Maple Leafs history. Like Nylander's a ghost half the time. I don't think Tavares keeps up with McDavid. Like I think McDavid Draisaitl.
Nylander's been the only person that's shown up in the playoffs the last couple of years for the Leafs.
That's not saying much, really.
No, but like of those 4 guys, he was the only one that was actually scoring goals in the playoffs.
And it's just, but here's the thing: like if you really talk about hypothetical McDavid, like Oilers Leafs series, like the Oilers top 6, I think beats the Leafs top 6. Nugent Hopkins, Zach Hyman, Draisaitl, McDavid. I think these guys are all great players. I think they beat the Leafs. I think defensively they're like not Darnell. There's Bouchard is better than Riley. The exact same like style of player, but Riley's atrocious.
But I mean, in 24, Riley was moving a little bit better than he is now.
That's not saying much. Riley hasn't been a top 10. He hasn't been a top 10 defender like his whole career. Like never. I don't think he's ever been in a top 10.
I
Like
don't know about that.
maybe
I
like,
think he's had. I think there's been a couple years where he's been maybe like 9 or 10.
but that's been like 4 or 5 years
Yeah.
ago. Like it's been a long time for Morgan Riley,
His feet are just they're like stuck in mud.
and it's not like he's not that old yet. He's
No.
not even that old. Like Eric Carlson was playing 100 points at his age.
But I mean, Eric Carlson was just a different beast.
Eric Carlson was on the worst team in the NHL, putting up 100 points as a defenseman, and the guy was messing up our tank. While Morgan Riley is on like talent wise on paper. If you look at the Maple Leafs, this is a playoff team.
Yeah.
And what is just it's gone the shit.
I honestly, even on paper, I don't think this team's a playoff team.
Really, like I think if you have Matthews, like the thought of Matthews, not current day Matthews, that guy is beyond cooked in a Maple Leaf uniform. But then like Matthews, like I still think that's a wild card team at worst.
Matthews needs a playmaker though.
Like we all thought, like
And
okay, Nyes, Tavares, Michelli, Neal, like, someone could make him a play, and he couldn't.
I don't know. It's just like that connection of Matthews Marner was so good. They had like insane chemistry on the ice that there's nobody that they could have replaced him with where it would have made up for it.
Exactly, and then like there's even like other teams like New Jersey feels like they're in the same area right now, where it's like you have a superstar player, Jack Hughes, and you're just underperforming. Like they're just as bad as the Leafs, and it's just not been pretty for some of these teams that are like when you look 3-4 years ago. Okay, who's your cup favorite out of the East? If you look 3-4 years in the future, a lot of people would have said the Devils. A lot of people would have said the Leafs. These are fun, exciting teams. Not fun and exciting anymore. Not anymore.
The Ducks are fun and exciting, at least out west. Like they were a team where like 3-4 years ago, a lot of people were like, "That's gonna be a fun team in a couple years," and now they are a fun team.
They are a fun team. They're dangerous and they're exciting. They're fast. I don't know how consistent they can be. They have Lucas Dostal.
Yeah.
Like if you look at a young team that has a really good goaltending, it's the Ducks right there. I could see a way where the Ducks maybe make the second round. I don't think they'd beat an Oilers team in 7. In a 7-game series, like if
Probably not. They're so inexperienced.
Like if you were to start the playoffs right now, it'd be Edmonton versus Anaheim in a 7. I think Edmonton dispatches them in 5.
I don't know in 5.
I think in 5. I think like especially like the playoff Oilers, they can dispatch teams, especially early on, pretty quickly.
They're just so fast.
It's incredible, and they've been fast forever, and they will continue to be fast until McDavid's like legs fall off.
Yeah, that was. I remember I was like, when McDavid hits like 30, it's gonna be over because he's not gonna have the wheels he has now. But it just he doesn't stop. He's
had career-threatening injuries, and everything. He's had everything thrown at him, and yet he's still like, especially when we're watching like Team Canada. It's sometimes hard to watch Oilers games like all the time. Because it's the West Coast team. Who really wants to watch the regular season Oilers? I don't. But like when he was playing for Team Canada, you know it's Connor McDavid. It's like a completely like everyone's playing hockey. These are all the best players in the world. Yet why does he look so much better than everyone else? It looks like he's playing a completely different game.
Yeah, no, it's like he's playing like midget hockey, or like he's playing against midget hockey players.
It looks like just like his tape from like the OHL or like when he was in like 13U AAA.
Erie Otters.
What happened? Are Erie Otters even good anymore? I don't know. I don't keep up with like ever since the Brampton Steelheads lost everything this season, like everything.
I don't think they're that good.
I'm going to search up the OHL power rankings right now. I know Kitchener's really good.
Yeah.
Another good Waterloo region based hockey team. Power rankings. Actually, I'm like really shocked. I'm kept up with OHL hockey enough.
KW region has great hockey.
Not enough people. Like I hope there's going to be fans in the stands for this women's game on Saturday.
I'm sure there will. I wonder what Wilf's is going to be like tonight.
It should be. I'm not there. I'm at Ethel's actually. I have a little club meeting. But it should be intriguing. Like I'm calling that game on Saturday.
That'll be fun.
Frankie doesn't know yet. He might not be very happy with me about that. he wanted that one, but I'm like, I kind of want it too. Oh, Erie's trash. Never mind.
Frankie really wanted Game 3.
He does?
From last series, he really wanted Game 3, and then it didn't happen.
Game 3 is never going to happen. I don't know why he's banking on Game 3 with this Golden Hawks team.
I'm like, the series isn't going 3 games.
No, against Brock? No. Like, we haven't even talked about Brock like at all this podcast.
Brock There's nothing to talk about.
No, they're in like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to the Brock Badgers women's hockey team, but honest to God, they can't skate with the Golden Hawks.
No, no disrespect to them, but there's levels to this.
There's obviously like, and you think OUA hockey, there isn't levels to this. There is levels to this.
Yeah.
They're bottom 6. Like,
It's not there.
No, it's like sometimes like, it's like, damn, like this is the same sport. Like no disrespect, but like they got walked.
Yeah, that was a very unfortunate matchup for them.
It's like, yeah, you won. It's like, congrats, you won your playing game. You get the Laurier Golden Hawks in Waterloo.
Yeah, that's like saying, congrats, now you have to go up against 2018 LeBron James in the first round.
And it's just someone had to play the Golden Hawks. Someone had to do it. It had to be Brock. It's
unfortunately
great season. You made it way further than I expected. But
I will say our graphics design team
cooking. They're cooking. You see the new one?
Yeah.
They're cooking. They're
nice.
The second slide, a little horse sitting on the ground. Oh boy. Like that makes me more confident. We're going to blow the doors off the GGs.
Talk a little bit of trash.
Dude, the graphics this year for the whole UA just all around.
It's been insane.
Like, you see, Brock got fried by multiple schools. The Badgers got obliterated by multiple schools. I'm like even Mac basketball was throwing shade.
Yeah, that's bad.
It's been incredible. It's been absolutely incredible. Everyone's feeling OUA sports. We're finally turning a corner. I just hope, even though it's in Rim Park, first 200 students get free tickets. I know you're getting
I'm gonna go.
Get yourself free tickets. First 200 students get free tickets.
It'll be fun to watch.
It should be good to watch. I'll be there. Maybe on more business. I'll be there. Like, if there's one bad call, you'll be hearing me from around the arena. What?
Just Nathan screaming.
Dude, the officiating's been horrible. I will say that. OUA officiating for hockey?
Oh, it's been basketball too.
It's been concerning,
ridiculous,
to say the least. Like, I've seen some pure phantom calls. Like, I don't know how much we could rip into. Actually, no, we can, because we're on an OUA broadcast.
No,
I can actually rip into it. Dude, they've been atrocious. They have been like, do you have eyes? Like, some of the things I see when I'm calling hockey games, because you have to be a little bit more restrained because you're on an OUA broadcast.
Yeah.
But, like, you're sitting there, you're watching. You see it in live time. Like, Claire Chisholm, I don't know if, like, I'm not going to stand up and do it because no one who's listening to this can see it. But, like, Claire Chisholm is one person on a forecheck against, I'm pretty sure this was Guelph. This is Guelph against Guelph. And she, like, goes for the puck. She's 6 till 3 feet away from the defender who has the puck.
Yeah.
The defender, like, eats shit on the ice because it's a Guelph defender. And all of a sudden, like, she's not even close. It's 3 feet. Like, she's social distancing her stick from the player. And the official from the far corner, the dude's basically in the stands, raises his hand for tripping. I'm like, in live time, I'm sitting there, and then you look at the replay, and like the screen's over here, I'm looking at it, and I don't see the stick in the frame. And I'm thinking to myself, what's happened here?
That's bad.
And they're bad with high sticking.
Yeah.
They're bad with tripping. And sometimes they don't call nothing. Like in the Brock series, Brock was getting chippy with Laurier.
Yeah.
Oh my, like, dude, I'm pretty sure it was L. Spencer. Someone got totally run over, like high hit, and you can't hit, basically. Like, hitting in women's hockey is like, that's a penalty in itself. And she got like leveled. She got leveled, and there was no call. I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah, like, calling basketball, obviously season's over now for both men's and women's. But there was a game earlier in the year where it might have been Ottawa or something, but the head coach of the opposing team literally got ejected because the reffing was so bad he started yelling at them. We could hear him from up in the booth, and it's pretty far up there.
It's always funny. It's always fun to hear that.
Even, like, the guy who was doing play-by-play, I was doing color commentary, he was like, I've never seen this before.
It's like, I was calling basketball. I don't call basketball often. When I do, it's always a great game.
Yeah.
Dude, I saw, like, we're playing Brock, and the official, like, almost like it's a ball. It's like almost about to trickle out of bounds. The official basically kicks the ball to the Brock guard.
It's ridiculous.
Like, what is happening here?
They're so unprofessional.
It's like you see better officiating in, like, actual youth sports.
Yeah. Well, because I don't know how they're not held accountable for it. It makes no sense.
It's just like, oh, they feel like, okay, we got, like, not many viewers. Not many people are going to be like, no one's really paying $100 a year to watch OUA sports. Yeah. It's the truth. If I didn't have a free account, I wouldn't have an account either. It's just unfortunate because, like, Like to be totally honest, like people should be watching OUA sports. It's high quality competition, but like who's gonna pay for it really?
Yeah. When it was on YouTube,
It's fun when it's on
fun.
YouTube. Like baseball sometimes is on YouTube,
Yeah.
but like put hockey on YouTube. Make it free at least.
Yeah. I kind of understand football a little bit just because it's such a big sport.
It is such a big sport, and there's like this is the one where like if you could see a sport getting like nationally broadcast on like even like CBC or something,
Yeah.
that's the thing. But like volleyball, basketball, like
We don't even have a volleyball team.
which is surprising. Like out of all the teams we have,
Yeah.
volleyball really.
We have curling.
We have everything. We generally have we had a flag football tournament here last week.
Yeah. Well, one of the guys on the Canadian men's Olympic curling team went to Laurier.
I hope you know we're like a curling dynasty.
I know.
Yeah, Laurier. Like Western for squash. This is the dynasty we have here with
I know.
curling.
Like, no disrespect to curling. I don't understand how you get into curling, first off. But, like, we have curling as one of our sports. And then no volleyball?
It does. It really when you think about it, it doesn't make sense. It's like one of the big four sports when it comes to like U sports.
Yeah.
It's like basketball, hockey, football,
Well, even like
volleyball.
Outside of North America, volleyball is a giant sport.
Yeah, it is. It's creeping to North America too now.
Yeah.
It's where is our volleyball team?
Don't have one. They don't care.
Like we have volleyball nets too. We have intramural volleyball.
Yeah.
We have guys that can play volleyball at intramural volleyball.
Yeah.
Where is it?
They would rather spend $100 million on a dome.
I'm not complaining about that. It's a nice. I have to check it out
nice
still.
dome.
I have to check it out still.
But it's like, we can't have a volleyball team?
It should. It's not that much to run.
No.
It isn't really, but it's unfortunate. I would like to call it volleyball. One thing I want to call is I want to call baseball next season. I hope we can get that set up. That's more of a me issue to get set up, but
You're the baseball guy.
I want to get set up. That'd be fun to call baseball. It's a nice slow little
Just a relaxing
Saturday morning. That double header. That'd be nice. Maybe start that up next year.
See how that goes.
Hopefully. But I think that'll do it. We covered everything basically.
Volleyball, curling.
OUA officiating. We covered it all, but that's going to be it for me. I've been Nathan Batheroli alongside Tanner this time, and that will do it for Gold and Bold.